Welcome in to the channel, everybody, and today our attention turns to the special one, Jose Mourinho. During his time at Chelsea, he turned them into an absolute beast, winning trophy after trophy and changing football for all of eternity. It's not just the manager that was special, they had some very, very special players indeed, the likes of Didier Drogba, Ricardo Carvalho, John Terry, Frank Lampard, and that smiling face at the back in Jeremy. Now, thanks to the magic of the Football Manager editor, I have been over. It took me a couple of hours to do, but I managed to change every single Chelsea player that is there currently now to the 04-05 of Chelsea. And to be honest with you, it's not even close which team I would pick. This team is absolutely unbelievable. So much pace, power, ability all across the field. And not just that, even the actual bench and the reserve, some real quality. And a couple of players I didn't have a clue that ever played for Chelsea was Anthony Grant. And I completely forgot that Robert Huth was actually here at that time as well. But the squad, I've actually been on there, each individual player, edit it. We can see how good Peter Cech, absolute mountain in goal. And of course, the unbelievable, one of Chelsea's all-time best players and especially best striker of all time in Didier Drogba. Absolutely unbelievable. Can we get the very best out of him today? Now, I have set all the players' attributes individually. Some people might say, he wasn't that good at this, wasn't that good at that. This is just my sort of take on the sort of current ability they had at the time. So Drogba, we've got the wingers in Robben, Duff, Lampard, Thiago, Claude Makelele in that midfield three triangle. Wayne Bridge at left back. We better keep Wayne Bridge and John Terry away from each other. We know what happened between them two back in the day. Ricardo Carvalho at centre half, and of course Paulo Ferreira at right back. But we know what you're all here for. Let's have a look now at this tactic. And of course, we all know how good this 4-3-3 was for Jose Mourinho in his time at Chelsea, winning many trophies and absolutely dominating across all competitions. Now, I've seen a few variations of this setup, and I can't see how some people have actually got the mentality not as defensive. Mourinho, we all know it's safety first, and he likes to park that bus and really stop the goal from getting penetrated. So, but like I said, I've seen variations of people using a positive or attacking mentality. That's not what this system at the time was about. It was safety first, being secure, being disciplined, and then hitting teams very quickly and powerfully on the break. But the overall picture was to not concede goals, which left me with no choice to stick it as defensive. Was Jose Mourinho a defensive manager? Absolutely he was, and he achieved so much and pretty much changed football as we know it going forward. So we're in the 4-3-3. Mentality is defensive on the in possession. We have a fairly narrow attacking width. We are going to pass into space. We do want to bring that ball quickly out from the back. Sometimes bypass the midfield, so we want to get it into space, get it in just in front of Robben, just in front of Duff to start using their pace and their dribbling ability. On the right hand side, we're going to focus play down that right hand side, but we've got an overlap from Paulo Ferreira, much more of an extravagant kind of attacking fullback at the time compared to Wayne Bridge, who's not going to be looking for that overlapping left run. He wasn't really that sort of player, but we are going to focus play down both the wings. On the directness of the passing, we're going to go slightly more direct. The tempo is, of course, as high as we can get it. When we do press and we do win that ball back, we want to release it very quickly, get men forward as quick as possible. Time wasting, we've got it as frequently. Why wouldn't you? Jose Mourinho, very much a manager and a master of the dark arts, so I think that was a must. We're going to run at defence when you've got people like Frank Lampard, Thiago and Duff and Arjen Robben in the team. You want that ball to feet. You're going to want to drive at the opposition. They do, and they absolutely petrified everyone they come up against. So run at defence is an absolute must. And of course, creative freedom. We're going to be more disciplined. It wouldn't be a Jose Mourinho tactic if he wasn't being disciplined in what we was doing. Now on the in transition, we have regroup when possession's been lost. Safety first. I'm going to keep emphasising that. Safety first. We're going to regroup, get men back behind the ball, and then we'll start to press. Again, when the possession has been won and the ball's turned over, we're going to counter at speed, distribute the ball quickly from Cech, getting it out to the flanks in Duff and Robben. And the distribution type, we didn't really see Cech going out with all these little short kicks and building out from the back. That wasn't the Chelsea way, so we are going to look to go long with the passing. Now, on the out of possession, we have a lower defensive line, of course, and a mid-block from the attackers there as well. So once the ball sort of approaches the halfway line, then we're going to start to press then much more often. As you can see there with the bar right to the top. Get stuck in. It's a must. When you've got John Terry, Carvalho, Claude Makelele, Drogba, it's a really, really good, determined team. We're going to want to put ourselves about the field and definitely leave a little bit on the opposition. On the defensive line, we're going to drop off a little bit more. So when we have lost possession, we're going to look to just drop back in that little bit deeper, soak up a little bit of pressure if need be, and be defensively solid. And on the cross engagement, we have got invite crosses. With John Terry and Carvalho in the middle of that park, they will mop that sort of stuff all day. Any long balls into the box, anything over the top, anything dumped in from out wide, I'm fairly certain them two centre-halves, along with Claude Makelele in that anchor position there, dropping back in to make it sometimes a 3 at the back. We've got enough in there to get that ball clear and get danger averted. On the individual player roles, we have a no-nonsense goalkeeper in Peter Cech. Goalkeeper defend, more direct passes and take fewer risks. We know Cech was pretty much a no-nonsense goalkeeper. He's not like an Edison or Alisson trying to build the ball out from the back. Nothing silly. Get it clear if you need to. On the left-hand side, Wayne Bridge is a full-back on automatic with take fewer risks. Cross from deep if need be, if you get up towards the halfway line, and mark tighter. On the opposite side, in Ferreira, defensive full-back right. On support, get further forward. He's going to look to support Robben, and as he cuts inside to join up with Drogba, sort of in that number 9 position, and at times getting up to be a second striker. We're going to have the space then out wide for Ferreira to get forward, deliver some crosses into the back. But like we touched on earlier, we know Wayne Bridge wasn't that sort of extravagant getting forward fullback. It was all about Ferreira. On the 2 centre-halves, no frills once again. Both set on centre defender, defend. On John Terry, we've got take fewer risks and tackle harder on him. On Ricardo Carvalho, we've got more direct passes, take fewer risks and tackle harder. And looking at that now, I do want to change that to more direct from John Terry as well. Get that ball clear, get it up to the players that can really make something happen on the field. Now, a very, very, very exciting player for Chelsea back in the day brings us to none of that than Claude Makelele. He's going to be in that defensive midfielder position, anchor, defend, and of course tackle harder. This guy was an absolute mountain in front of the defence, really, really breaking up play at every opportunity, winning that ball back, ultimately setting Chelsea on their merry way going forward. But we do want to get a nice bit of a triangle in the middle of the park, and you can play it round nice if we are to go for the middle. And up next is Thiago, advanced playmaker, support, nothing added to him at all. He does get a little bit more freedom on the field, whether to drift out a little bit further to the right or go forward and make something happen as he starts to slot in just behind the striker when we do have the ball, giving us that extra man in the attack. And the last player in the midfield, of course, is Frank Lampard. Obviously, box to box, he's done his defensive work and he gets forward. And this guy, we all remember him scoring absolute bangers, some world-class strikes from him, but also getting back, like we said, defending, really, really good team ethic, good work ethic, and we expect to see a lot more of that from Frank Lampard on this save. On the left-hand side, we have Duff as a winger, going to look to cross from the ball as he gets forward, looking for our target man in Drogba, who is going to be there 9 times out of 10 to get his head on the ball. So we've got a really dangerous winger there from Damien Duff. On the opposite side brings us to the Dutch sensation in Arjen Robben. We're going to aim the crosses at target forward. He's going to get the option to roam, as we discussed, as Ferreira goes up and down that right-hand side. Robben going to look to link up play with Drogba as a sort of second striker. And he's also going to sit a little bit narrower, draw in their full-back, which gives a little bit of space then down the right-hand side. And now my most favourite player in this team, Didier Drogba. Target forward attack. He's big. He's strong. He knows what he's doing. He knows where the goal is, but also he can link up play very, very well, as he's shown for many years over Chelsea. So Drogba, target forward attack. I expect we're going to get a lot of goals out of him this year. And can he compete with Haaland for top goal scorer? Absolutely. So that is the 04-05 setup I've gone for on this simulation. Of course, in the comments, guys, let me know if there's anything you would have slightly changed regarding roles or instruction for these players, especially Chelsea fans that probably know a little bit more than me about this team. But I really feel we've kind of hit the nail on the head with the mentality, and the in possession and in transition and out of possession are all very, very much, from my perspective, how they set up during this time. It's a world-class team, but how are they expected to get on this year? So if we have a look now with the squad now, season preview, there you go. We are second favourites to win the league, really going to cause all sorts of problems for Manchester City and Liverpool. And look at that team: Bridge, Carvalho, Terry Ferreira, Makalele, Robben, Drogba, all in the media dream 11. So we've got an absolutely superb team. In my opinion, Frank Lampard over Kevin De Bruyne? Absolutely. Damien Duff, is he better than Grealish? That's a bit of a tougher one. But another difficult decision is Ederson or Cech. It's got to be Peter Cech, hasn't it, for me? He's probably one of the best goalkeepers to ever grace the field in the Premier League. So it's interesting. Can we live up to expectations with this squad? It's going to be a very, very interesting simulation. It is only going to be over 1 year. Will this old school football of Jose Mourinho brought back into the modern game, will it work, and can they go on to deliver trophies over this campaign? Because they've got the team, we've got the old-fashioned setup, we are involved in 4 competition. The only question is now, what can we win with this setup? What will it deliver? Let's simulate it on now and let's find out. So we arrive back at the end of the one-season simulation with this Jose Mourinho 4-3-3 retro tactic rebuild. Have they delivered? The Chelsea legends, absolutely they have. Going on to win the Premier League, getting 90 points. Let's have a look now first at what stages. We won 29, drawn 6, lost 3. Home against Brighton was disappointing. Away at Liverpool, away at Man City. You can somewhat see that. We only conceded 15 goals all season. Now, we know we wanted to be defensive. We know we wanted to shore up our goal. We know we wanted to keep it from getting penetrated at any opportunity. And they've absolutely smashed it. Defence first, and we've absolutely come up trumps. And we've also scored 75 goals. So not the top goal scorers in the league, but we wanted us to be a solid, disciplined team. And boy, have they delivered. Absolutely superb in the Premier League. And not only that, top goal scorer, Didier Drogba, did deliver once again. The legend comebacks. He's rolling back the years. 30 goals. He's got the highest average rating. Peter Cech got the most clean sheets. And the most man of the matches goes to Didier Drogba. So, one look at this now. Possession. We're right down there in 15th. We didn't expect to have a lot of the ball. We expected to hit teams quickly on the counter and defend very, very well. We've absolutely smashed it out the park. Any of the key stats were top on. Crosses completed. Drogba was a beast in the box. Loads of goals from corners. You're going to expect that. John Terry, Carvalho, them sort of players in there alongside Drogba. You're, of course, going to create chances and get goals. But on the defensive side of things, we was absolutely unbelievable. 26 shutouts. Like I said, we only allowed 15 goals, and we was absolutely impenetrable most of the season in the Premier League. In the Conference League, absolutely smashed it. In the group stage, if we have a look at this now, all I know, played 6, won 6, absolutely dominant, took us through to the round of 16, beat Rangers 4-1 over 2 legs. Quarter-final, absolutely smashed Maccabi Tel Aviv by 19 goals to 0 on aggregate, which you're going to expect. Semi-final, a little bit tougher. Fiorentina put them to the sword, where we got to the final to face a surprise team in FK Austria Vienna, but we come out 4-0 winners, and Chelsea players pretty much dominating all of that as well. On the other 2 domestic cup competitions, we did go on to win that. The Carabao Cup, beating Man City in the final by 3 goals to 0. Couldn't get the job done in the FA Cup though. Liverpool beating us there, and going on to lose in the final to Liverpool. We lost by 2 goals to 0, so not ideal. But overall, absolutely rolling back the years. The players was formidable through the entire season. Regarding goals, Robben was in there. How many goals Carvalho got from the set pieces and stuff as well? 16. Lampard, we knew he was going to get assists for the box-to-box. 26 across the season, 9 goals. And Frank Lampard, absolutely formidable, unbelievable season for him. And that's exactly what we'd expect from a player of his quality back in the day. On the assists, Lampard led the way. Robben and Duff, plenty of assists coming from out on the wide areas. And you can also see how well that fullback right worked with the overlapping runs with Paulo Ferreira. 17 assists. And on the flip side of that coin, Wayne Bridge, we had doing nothing, just sitting in there, pretty much defending. You know, cross from deep if absolutely necessary. He's done his defensive job there. Only got 2 assists as well to add to it. So overall, absolutely superb season. The 3 top performers was DROBA, Ferreira and Arjen Robben. But the whole team really, really delivered on all fronts. Now over on the data hub, there's only one stat I'm really interested in. And it is this. If you can look at that, we've conceded 0.39 goals per game, which is absolutely unbelievable. Fantastic tackles won ratio. We won possession back to that really, really low block with then the high intensity pressing as they start to come into our half. We shut the opposition down all over the field. Absolutely superb. But we know that on the flip side of that coin, goals per game could have been better, averaging just under 2. But that's not what this tactic was about. This tactic was about defending, being solid, really, really bringing back the magic of Mourinho from this 04-05 season. But I have no doubt about it, we've absolutely got this tactic down to an absolute T, in my opinion. We wanted to see a defensive masterclass under Jose Mourinho's setup, and boy, have they delivered. So with the Jose Mourinho's 4-3-3 retro rebuild, we've absolutely hit the nail on the head with it. We was defensively solid, absolutely fantastic at the back, and very, very clinical going forward. We were swift on our breaks and we punished the opposition. And winning 3 trophies along the way, the Premier League, the Carabao Cup and the Conference League, not to be sniffed at all. If you've enjoyed this retro tactic rebuild, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if there's any old school teams you want to see put back together with their old tactics, their old formation, rekindling the past of how they used to play, drop it down in the comments and I'll deliver it as soon as I can. But until next time, guys, peace out.